do well in life, surround yourself with positive people, and here we are. Okay, back to you, sir.
Thank you, Trevor, DTM Trevor. Now, Aisha, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone. I'm Aisha Ahmed Lamia and I'm from Bangladesh. I'm living in Dhaka right now. I am a student. I am doing my bachelor's degree. I am in third year of my degree. I am with an English literature major. Um, Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Uh, Now, I would like to invite DTM Eric.
Yes, my name is Eric Kaila. I'm based in South Africa, in the capital city of South Africa, Pretoria. I'm a Toastmaster for the past 13 years. I'm working for the Department of International Relations and Corporations. I'm a diplomat by profession. And if you go to Thailand, in Bangkok, you will find our embassy there. If you go to Bangladesh, you will find our embassy there. If you go to Australia, I don't know. Do you have an embassy in Brisbane? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. But in each and every country, at least we have an embassy, and they know me all. You can just go and ask them, "Do you know Eric?" They will say, "Yeah, we know him. You know, the Toastmaster." Over to you, Mr. Area Direct.
Thank you so much. Next, we have another division director, George, TM George. He's available. TM George. Okay. Okay. Let's start our next. Thank you so much, all of you guys, for wonderful introduction. And today we are going to conducting a meeting and a wonderful session and enjoyable moment because of today we have one workshop and later on our senior and international member DTM Trevor, he will present. We have a good speaker. He will present his speech, and no matter how many we are, no matter how many number we are, but still we are in meeting, right? That's the issue. We don't care about quantity. We believe that quality. So now we are going to our today we have a different session. Previously we arranged first table topic session and later on the speech, and then we go to the workshop. But today we are going to arrange different way. First we'll arrange a workshop, and then we'll go table topic and speech session. So first of all, I would like to invite our heavy, powerful speaker, and he's not. He's in front of us. He's the DTM Eric. I would like to invite DTM Eric. Please welcome our heavy, powerful speaker, DTM Eric.
Uh, Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I want to concentrate today on evaluation. Evaluations are very important. In fact, they call it evaluations is the breakfast of champions. So when you evaluate and you get always evaluated, you are definitely going to be a champion. Most people don't get evaluated. That's why they have a problem in their lives. In Toastmasters, we are lucky that we learn through speaking and then we learn through evaluation. Once we get evaluated, you go home and you go and correct yourself. And the moment you have the ability to correct yourself, that means you have acquired a new skill. Remember, you are wrong, or you were underperforming, or you have missed an opportunity. Now, the fact that you see the need to improve and to become better, and once you reach home, you improve, you become better, that means you have acquired a skill. Now, just imagine if you attend 52 Toastmasters meetings in a year, and you speak 52 times in a year. That means you have acquired 52 new skills in that year. That's how I calculate it. Because the more you speak, the more they evaluate you, the more you get areas of improvement, the more you improve, the better you become. Hence, I love the spirit of Trevor, that he is speaking. He's not afraid to speak, because the more you speak, the more you get evaluated, the better he becomes. And once you become better, that means you have sharpened your skill. Your skill becomes sharper and sharper and sharper. Let me give you an example. In the year 2014 and 15, I delivered 120 speeches in 1 year. I was traveling from one club to another. Remember, there was no online meeting. I have to physically go to those clubs, stand in front of people, talk to them. Now, here's the problem. My English was bad. I had a horrible English. I have to learn how to speak. I have to learn how to make sentences. I have to learn how to put my paragraphs proper. And the evaluator will come. And the evaluator will hit me hard. He will not evaluate my speech. He will evaluate my English language. And it used to pain me a lot, because the person no more concentrate on my message, no more concentrate on my effort. The person is busy with my grammar and everything. But I managed to push through. By the time I was done with my 120th speech, I got over 12 Toastmasters awards in 1 year, in a single year. I got 3, what you call them CCs, competent communicators, 3 advanced communicators, silver, bronze, 3 advanced communicator, silver, 3 advanced communicator, gold, all in the same year. That was my breakthrough. That was my breakthrough, because the more they evaluated me, the more I realized I have a problem. And I'm going to solve this problem. And I'm going to fight it head on, and I'm going to get it right. Let me give you another one. I had a problem with speaking, normal speaking. By nature, I'm a stutterer. I'm a person who have a stutter. I have stuttering. But because I have forced myself to speak a lot and to deliver many speeches, I managed to overcome the stuttering. When I speak English, I overcome my stuttering. But when I speak my native language, I still stutter. I still have the stuttering. So that is how it works. But let me bring you back to my actual point. My actual point is, we need to learn how to speak. And we need to learn how a speech works. And then we need to learn how to evaluate. I'm going to make it short for you so that we have a proper grasp of what we are talking about. Whenever you speak, let's start with speech. Whenever you prepare your speech, prepare those 2 things first. Prepare your opening and prepare your closing first. Opening and closing. First, the words that you use to open your speech, make sure they look the same with the words that you are going to close your speech with. If you open up your speech with, I have a dream, that means you must close your speech with, yes, I have a dream, or that's my dream. Something similar. They must be alike. Do not open the speech with, I have a dream. Then you close the speech that I have a vision. They are not the same. Dream and vision are not the same. Open the speech with, I have a dream, and close it with, I have a dream. They must look the same. If you can do that, you have achieved about 60% of your speech. So when you sit down, you ask yourself, what is the message that I want to give to the people? What is it that I want people to go home with? What's my message? And then once you get that right, what's your message? Write it down. Write down your message. This is the message I want people to go with. So the question is, how will you open the message? How will you open the message? How will you open this message and then create a body for the message and then conclude the message? Then you can start with a powerful statement. You open up with a powerful statement and you close with a powerful statement. Same. If you open up with a quotation, close with the quotation. Do not open up with a quotation and then close with a poem. Quotation, quotation. If you open up with a poem, close with the poem. They must always be the same. If you can get that one right, you are done. You are already a good speaker. You are already a good speaker. You know why? Because people have a tendency to get lost. They have a tendency to forget your message. They have a tendency not to know what you are saying. But if you have opened properly and the moment they realize you are finishing and you start talking about the dream again, then they will be like, wow, she said a dream, she closed with a dream, she's a good speaker, or he's a good speaker. That is where it lies. In your body of the speech, here's the simple strategy. Always have a main point. You write down your main point, you write down a sub main point. And then once you are done with that, you give it an example. Remember, other people like me, I'm too slow. So if you come with a main point, it might be difficult for me to get your point. If you bring the sub point, it might become harder to get your point. But now, if you bring an example, you must always bring in an example that fits your point. Then you break it. It's like, wow, I get you. So to fit people a point might be hard. It might be hard. It might be hard. It might be like, what? Now you have to break it down with a sub point. Then the person will be saying, oh, at least I see. If you bring in an example, the person will be like, yes, I get you. So we want to get a person to the point of saying yes. Once a person can understand and say yes, then you go to the next point. Same strategy, point, sub point, example. And the last one, next point. And then sub point, example. That means you will, for a 7-minute speech, give it about 3 points. So it will be opening, 3 points, conclusion. But before you conclude, if you feel you still have time, you can have summary. You can summarize it at the end. summarize your main points. So that means you will have opening, main point, sub-point, example, main point, sub-point, example, main point, sub-point, example, summary, conclusion. Simple. But if you have a stronger message, at your conclusion, just before you conclude, and as you conclude, you can put in a call to action. Call to action. What do you want people to do with your information? Don't just talk and then finish talking. So what do you want us to do with your talk? What is it that you want us to do? You talk about dreams. What must we do with dreams? So at the end, call to action, challenge people that I challenge you to dream, ladies and gentlemen. I challenge you to dream. Or I'm begging you to dream, or I'm calling you to action that you must take dreams serious. Just do something at the end, which you will ask people to do for you, or to do with their lives, or to do something. They must just do something, just work out something. So let's summarize it. It is opening, it is point, sub-point, example, point, sub-point, example, point, sub-point, example, summary, call to action, close. Then you're done. Simple as that. So that is how we do a speech. Now, let me finalize with the evaluation. That is the main important one. That is the main important one for now, because we are going to evaluate Trevor's speech. So what I have taught you about the speech, now we are going to the summary. The evaluation is very short. Evaluations are very short. Evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes. So here is it. You can write it down if you have a pen. When you evaluate a speech, it is the same like, when you evaluate, evaluation is also a speech. It's not just evaluation. It is also a speech. It got a body, it got an opening, body, conclusion. The same way you open, the same way you close. Then we concentrate in the body. The best strategy to evaluate a speech is to use what we call the 3-2-1 strategy. 3-2-1 strategy. It is the simplest way to evaluate a speech. That means you open your speech, and then you work on the first three. The first three is the 3 positives that you will pick up in Trevor's speech. Look for 3 positive things. Look for 3 positive things, write them down so that you don't forget them, to say Trevor had these 3 positive things. And then once you are done with the 3 positive things that you have noticed in Trevor's speech, then you look for two areas of improvement where Trevor can improve. What must he do to improve his speech? That means you must look for 2. And then we go for 1. The 1 is the wow factor. What is it that Trevor have done outstanding? The outstanding thing that Trevor have done. What is that outstanding thing? And then once you are done with the outstanding thing and with the excitement, then you can close your evaluation. So let me quickly summarize it. Opening, 3 positives, 2 areas of improvement, 1 wow factor, and close. But now, remember, as you close your speech, let me say you open it by saying, thank you, Trevor, for a speech well delivered. You are going to close by saying, Trevor, we thank you for a speech well delivered. What you open up with, what you close with. Do not confuse it. Now, here is it. You open 3, 2, 1. Then, if you have time, you can summarize. You can summarize. After the 1, you can summarize the 3, 2, 1 for Trevor, or maybe the areas of improvement to say, please, if you can just work on these 2 areas, you will become a great speaker, a better speaker. That is what we call, you summarize it, and at the same time, you call him to action. You call him to action to say, if you can improve on this 2, you will become a great or a better speaker. You thank Trevor again to say thank you for delivering an excellent and an amazing speech. So that is the simplest way for an evaluation. Let it not confuse you. We are going to do table topics after I've spoken. At the table topics, try to apply the opening, the 3 positives, 2 areas of improvement, 1 wow factor, summary, call to action, close. I have a question. Please, I want Trevor to answer the question, or George to answer the question, or Area Director Shah or Aisha. Using the 3, 2, 1 strategy, if somebody don't have any positive, you don't find any positives in the person, what do you do? What is your next step? If there's no positive.
I don't believe you can find a speech without positives. Okay, so I'm positive of that, and I can promise you that no matter how bad somebody presented, there are positives in that speech, and I guarantee it. I can absolutely guarantee. I've heard the worst speakers in the world, and I can promise you there is a spark somewhere in that speech of light, and I will find it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. Aisha, what will you do? What will you do if somebody, there's no positive?
If they're not positive, it's a hard question for me.
Hey, do you see why we must learn evaluation? Do you see why we must learn evaluation?
Yeah.
So that we must become like Trevor. We must find something. But if there is no positive, you know what? I need an answer for this question. If there is no positive, you don't find it. You are looking for it. You don't find it. Area Director, please help.
Okay. If there is no positive, we may talk about his or her body structure or something like that. There we can find any positive. Maybe at least they present the speech. At least they present the speech in front of people. Whatever their result, we don't need that things. At least we can tell them, okay, you are very good in front of people. I have seen that you are looking very beautiful, and your talking style also very, and your sounds is very pretty. We can talk about their other side, not speech. We can talk about other side. For example, we can talk about body or talk about their thinking or something like that.
Yes, yes, yes. But now, let me.
But we need to find out any positive. I agree with the Trevor.
Yes. But now, if there is no positive, let me say the person is ugly, the speaking is ugly. There's nothing to talk about. There is no positive to talk about.
We can
What is the
talk
best
about
solution?
dress up.
If the dress
can
is
trouble.
ugly, let me give you the answer. I'm going to give you the answer. If you don't find any positive in a person, shut up. Say nothing. Just shut up, because you don't see any. You are not like Trevor. You are not like area director Shah. You don't even see anything. So it's better you keep quiet. It's better you keep quiet. Same applies to your boss, né? Same applies to your boss at work. You can use the same strategy at work. Before your boss, you give an answer to your boss, look for 3 positives. Look first for 3 positives. If you can't find 3 positives, don't give the negative. Shut up. You will work for long where you are working. You will get promotion. That is Toastmasters for you. You will get promotion. But if you can see positives, hammer him on the positives. You can see he's angry. You can welcome him. Welcome. I'm happy you came to my office. You look good today. I love your suit. Keep him busy. And then let him talk whatever he's saying. Then go on with the positives again. I'm happy you have brought up this. I'm happy you have done up this. Then we can go to area of improvement. This is how we can improve it. This is how we can do it right. And then close your boss with a wow. To say, wow, I'm impressed that you came and addressed me on this. I can see my mistakes, but I'm impressed. I'm going to solve it. Wow. You have positively solved a problem. So you can you see evaluations they stretch further than Toastmasters. They don't just end in Toastmasters, but they also go to your workplace. They also go to your own family. If you are dealing with your children, Kun George, if you are dealing with your children, before you tell your son, you have played wrong, address the positives first. Address the positives. That rugby ball, you have done it so well here and there, but you can do it better if you can do 1, 2. Don't go to the negative. You will never improve. Your boy will never improve. Start with the positives, show him his positives. That will give him confidence. Then you go to the area of improvement. Then he will improve. Then close with the wow. And then let him run back into the field. And you will see. You will run better. You will become a champion. You will become one of the South African best rugby players. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Eric, for a wonderful session. But before ending your session, I would like to invite our members and guests, if they have any question or query, they can ask. DTM Trevor and Aisha, if you have any question, please ask to our speaker.
I probably have a little bit different system of evaluating, but I say yes to everything DTM Eric said. Okay, but we do have, there's more than one way to climb a mountain. That's all I can say. But yes. I certainly believe that for anybody that hasn't had experience before, you giving them a method is it's like a ladder to climb. You understand? So
Yes,
I'm right with you. I'm just not saying that's the only way. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
saying not the only way, but yeah, that's good.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. It is a starting point. I always tell people there are many ways. You know, I have about 3 strategies of evaluation.
Yes.
This one is a very basic one. The people are using sandwich strategies, whatever strategies, but this one is very basic because it addresses the positives, it addresses where to improve and the wow factor and bring the person back to normal so that the person can go on. So for this type of evaluation can help a new person to be open-minded and to start working in a direction and then bring in more other systems of evaluating, which will make things easier for them to achieve a broader picture when it comes to feedback and evaluation. Thank you so much, Trevor. Thank you so much.
Aisha,
Aisha, question?
do you have question?
No, I have no question.
Okay.
No, thank you so much,
Thank
Director Shah.
Thank you so much, DTM Eric, for your wonderful session. We learned many things. Maybe our new Toastmaster, Aisha, she learned also as well as like as me. And please big approach for DTM Eric. So now we are going to our second session. Table topic session is a warm up and wonderful brainstorming session. We are going to the table topic session. Now I would like to invite DTM Trevor to present a table topic session. This is your time. DTM Trevor, please welcome DTM Trevor.
And it's actually CTM, Trevor. Not
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Hey, no problem. I don't mind being elevated. But since I refuse to join the district hierarchy, they will never make me a DTM. That's okay. I'm happy with that because there's only 2 CTMs in Thailand, me and somebody else. I was the only one for a while until somebody else came along, the rat. So look, let's just make table topics a little bit simpler. What I want to know from each of you tonight is what is your hope for yourself in 2021? Okay. What do you hope is going to happen to you or for you in 2021? What's going to make it a good year for you? Okay, so to start off, you can start off with Shah. You can start off, and then we'll move on. And who's doing the timing for that?
DTM Eric.
Yes.
You're going to do the timing for the table topic, sir?
Please
Yeah,
announce
it's,
the
1
timing.
minute. Yes, it's 1 minute for green is 1 minute.
Yep.
And then yellow is 1.5 minutes. And then the red is 2 minutes. So that is how it will work. Green, yellow, red. Sorry, let me just open it here. So green, yellow, and red. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Table Topic Master. For coming year 2021, in my hope, last 2.5 years, I couldn't back to my country. I couldn't see my home. For my first hope, after math, I can visit my country and meet with my mom. And my second hope, I'll find a good PhD. I'll take IELTS exam and I'll find good PhD, Switzerland or England, because of Switzerland is my dream country. So I believe that I will find some supervisor for my PhD. At the same time, in my Toastmaster journey, 2020. My journey started from 2020 April 2020. So within 9 months, I have learned a lot. So I believe that 2021, I would be a good speaker. I can speak properly as a public speaker, and I want to learn more because of this is my passion to learn something. And in Toastmaster, I do not. I would like to join the international speech contest. That is my hope also. So first of all, I learn how to evaluate and how to deliver a speech proper way, and I will apply in future for my develop my leadership skill, because I want to be a good leader for people. I believe that leadership is not position. So that is my hope. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Sorry, table topic master.
Topics master, that's me. Well, Aisha, your turn. Your turn to tell us about what would be great for you to happen to you in 2021. You'll have to unmute. That's it. That's it.
Mm, Is it my turn now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So in this year, 2020, my education got postponed for the COVID-19. So in 2021, first of all, I want to um, my study and complete my graduation completely. And I hope so in 2021, my graduation, I will graduate. So, and I also want to prepare myself for IELTS, and I have so many plans. At the same time, I have no plans at all. So, yes, that's it.
Will share more idea.
No worry. Good. Good. See, it's each time you practice speaking, even a little bit, it'll make a difference. Well, we'll have to hear from you, DTM Eric. You can
Yeah.
talk yourself, sir, as to what you feel would be good for you in 2021. Okay.
Wow.
Mm.
2021, it's a year which I'm looking forward to achieve one of the most unimagined achievement. 2020 was a year which punished us with the COVID-19. It caused us to suffer economically and in many ways. But now, when I look into 2021, it will be the year where they will roll out the vaccine for the COVID-19. Because I suffered unnecessarily because of COVID-19, I'm looking forward to be part of the rollout of the vaccine so that I can get my refund and get my money back so that I can at least compensate 2020. But on the other hand, if I fail to get my hands onto the rollout of the vaccine, I want to be at least one of the people who will be responsible and being committed to revenge using the vaccine to inject people in fact. I want to be there just to take my revenge on people and inject them with a vaccine so that I feel the pain which they, I want to see how they feel the pain of getting an injection from Eric. I want, if I can inject at least 1,000 people, I'll be happy. So I'll talk to our government. They must give me the role of injecting people. I'll be so excited. Back to you. Mr. Topics Master.
Oh, you better not start me on vaccines. I've got a lot of bad news for you. It won't work, I can promise you. Okay. There are vaccines. This vaccine was invented for money only, for nothing.
Yes, I know. I know.
Nothing else. They didn't.
That's why I want my share.
They didn't invent it to cure people. It's just for money. Okay, so that's it. Okay, that's. I guess you got my point of view now.
Yeah, you can.
My thing is, in 2021, wouldn't it be lovely if I get back to Thailand? I can see my wife and my lovely little 4-year-old daughter, who used to be 3 when I left her, and just get back into a family way. And then the second thing will be really good. There will be live meetings of Toastmasters in Thailand. I'm pretty sure next year a lot of clubs will be going back to live meetings, and I'm going to enjoy it. So I'm going to stay in Thailand quite a few months when I come back. So, yep, I'll be looking forward to that. Back to you, our Toastmaster of the day, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, CTM Trevor, for a wonderful session, table topic session. Please big applause for CTM Trevor. Now we are going to our second session, prepare speech session. Today we have one speaker, and his CTM Trevor, and his evaluator is DTM Eric, personal evaluator, DTM Eric. So what is your, can you read your objective, CTM Trevor, on behalf of DTM Eric? You are not audible, CTM Trevor. You are not audible. Please unmute.
Listen, don't worry about the objectives. I'll just write it in, call it a speech. Okay.
Okay.
The objectives are, they're somewhere lost in my paperwork here, but I've done the 5 to 7 minute version of the speech many times. I'm just doing the stretched version in this club, and later on in Toastmasters Online, I want to do it there as well. So practice here.
Okay.
Maybe get it better.
Okay, now I would like to invite our first and last speaker.
Mr. Toastmaster?
Yes.
The evaluation
of
Trevor's speech will be done by Aisha, by Area Director Shah, and by Eric Kaila. So all of us are going to evaluate.
So who will be the trying? CTM Trevor, you need 20 minutes or 15 minutes?
20 minutes, but we'll go 15 and then 18 and 20, okay?
Okay, 15 minute green signal, 19 minute yellow signal, and 20 minute.
No, 15 green.
Yeah.
18
or
yellow.
18 yellow and 20. Okay.
We'll just see how it go anyway.
Okay, I'm keeping. Okay. So I would like to invite our first speaker and last speaker, CTM Trevor. Please welcome CTM Trevor.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. I love that being the last speaker. That's my favorite rather than being the first speaker. And tonight I'm talking about, the title of the speech is My Leadership History. Okay. And what I want to say is that, look, nothing great ever happened in this world without leadership. We got that? Nothing great ever happened. There was nothing that happened that was good, really great, without leadership. And I'm talking about whether it be a country, a company, an organization. Nothing happened without leadership. And that's the balance. So I want to start way back 45 years ago. I doubt that some of you will remember 45 years ago, but 45 years ago, I started in business. I'd had jobs before that, and I used to work for people before that, but 45 years ago, I bought my first yellow taxi in Australia. And we all know what a taxi is. I bought my first one. Well, I ended up expanding that, and I had 4 taxis in the end, 4 yellow cabs. And they were quite expensive, I can promise you. They were expensive things to buy in the day. And the interest rates were enormous back in those days. Not like now, you can buy things and pay almost no interest, 2%, something like that. Back in the day, hell, it's 15, 16, 17%, and crazy interest. So I ended up with 13 drivers working for me. I ran my taxis day and night, 24 hours a day. So I had 13 drivers, and I was the 14th. I used to drive myself as well. So my biggest problem was that I didn't know enough about what I was doing. So not only was I repairing the taxis, repairing and painting them, not only was I mechanically servicing them, that means changing engines, brakes, whatever was needed, I drove 6 days a week, 12 plus hours a day. Okay, sometimes I drove 7 days a week if someone didn't turn up for a shift. Now, I wasn't very smart because I did all of that, and after about 10 to 12 years, I was burnt out. Now, can we understand what burnt out means? Burnt out means that I'd done so much work in that 12 years, I was fatigued. Fatigued physically, that means, but mainly mentally. And after 12 years, I didn't even want to look at a yellow taxi, let alone catch one or drive one. It just was fatigue, and mainly mental fatigue. And the problem was that I wasn't a leader as such. Even though I had 13 people working for me, I didn't lead. Okay, I reacted. If something happens, I reacted, but I didn't lead. I didn't inspire any of the people that worked for me. I was gullible. I just believed everything they said. Whatever they said, yeah, it must be true. And I almost think that now that I look at it, I was probably manipulated by the staff that I had working for me. And I just worked too hard. I didn't have a mentor. If I had a mentor of some sort or a leader to tell me to cut it out, stop driving, stop driving the taxis altogether, just concentrate on the business of servicing and repairing, I probably would have been okay. And I probably would have been a lot wealthier person today had I had a mentor. So I scrapped that business. I couldn't stand looking at yellow taxis anymore. I sold out. And it's sad because it was a good business. It was a good business and it would have worked. I had some money left over. It was my first real business and I did quite well, really, in the end. because I had money left over. I had enough money left over to buy a few houses if I wanted to. Not many people could do that. And there's a problem. There's a problem when you have success at your first business. I'll tell you why, because you really haven't learned anything. If you become successful at the very first thing you try, you haven't learned anything because you think you're really cleverer than you really are. That's what happens. You are, wow, I can't do any wrong. I'm really clever because I made some money and I made it work and yippee. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little bit like people who go to gamble. You know, people who go to play the slot machines or the poker machines, we call it here. People who go to gamble and they go there the first time and they win. They win the first time they go there. They go home with money in their pockets. Oh, this must be good. So they go back again and again and again until they've given all their money away and they're broke. And that's what happens to gamblers. A little bit the same if you're too successful in your first business. You just think you're cleverer than you are. Well, guess what? I got the money that I had and I started another business, buying and selling American luxury cars. I absolutely loved it. I loved Lincolns, Cadillacs and Oldsmobiles, all the big American cars, real luxury cars. And I bought them and they ran 7 to 8 litre engines. And I was doing okay for a short time until in the 80s, we had the petrol crisis. And then all of a sudden, I had a big stock of American cars and nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted to buy them because everyone wanted economical cars, not these big luxury ones that absolutely suck the fuel like you wouldn't believe. That was also the demise of aeroplanes at the time too. A lot of aeroplanes, everyone was looking around for more fuel efficient aeroplanes after that. Okay, so that business, I went into trucking and furniture removal. After that, I had a couple of trucks and I bought them and they were older trucks. And again, I had no leader. I had no mentor to teach me how to run the business. I ended up broke. All my money was gone and I was in debt. So not only did I have no money, I owed money. Think about that. It's not a good position. It's not a good position to be in at all. I spent the next 2 years, starting a third business, which was painting and decorating, to pay back the debt. That's all I did. I spent 2 years just to pay the banks back the money I owed them after 2 unsuccessful businesses. Now I had to sit back and look at my position. Okay, I had the first business successful, the next 2 businesses unsuccessful, and the fourth business, well, it just made enough money to pay back my debt, but I didn't like it. I didn't have a passion for it. There was no passion in it at all, really. It was just to pay back the debt. Some friends of mine, I used to look around, I think some friends of mine seemed to be very successful and they were doing really well. And how come I was just not doing any good at all? I couldn't figure it out. What was it? What was stopping me? And it was, I had no leader. My father was a very conservative person. He wasn't going to lead me into any business and he'd never done business in his life. So it was no good going to him. And I was looking at my friends successful. I wanted to know why they were successful. Luckily, one day, someone talked me into going to an Amway meeting. Does anyone know what Amway is? Right. Well, it's a multi-tiered, whatever company that sells products for the home.
Multinational company.
Multinational company, yeah, that sells products for your home, Amway. Well, I went there and guess what? I didn't like the business. Okay. It wasn't for me. It's good for other people. multi-level national marketing is what it is. And I didn't like the business at all. It wasn't for me. But guess what? At Amway, they had some speakers like Skip Ross and Rich DeVos. Back in the day, I'm talking about a long time ago, they were fantastic speakers. And they taught me about business. They might have been trying to get me to go to Amway, but no, they were teaching me about business. They were like the mentors, the leaders I never had. It was great. And I bought tapes. I didn't buy Amway, but I bought all their tapes. I bought all the Amway success tapes. I listened to these speakers and many more. I could see an avenue there. And they started teaching me. And I started another business, auto recycling, because I think I enjoyed that. I had a passion for that. That was tearing cars apart and selling the spare parts. And I really enjoyed that. It was good for a while anyway. Then I went on to two people that you might know, Zig Ziglar and Napoleon Hill. Now you've heard of them, Zig Ziglar and Napoleon Hill. These are old style speakers from way back, but I tell you what, they encouraged me. They taught me about success. And even though I didn't have a leader or a mentor, I had these guys and I had the cassettes. And this is in the days before no YouTube, no mobile phones, anything like that. We had to buy cassette tapes and collections of cassette tapes, and we read books, also authors. So that was working well. So I started applying the principles to my business, and the business that I started with auto recycling, I enjoyed it so much, not all the time, but most of the time, that I worked, the first year I worked 365 days, including Christmas Day. I can still remember fitting an engine to an Escort on Christmas Day because somebody wanted to go for a holiday in their car. And that was interesting. So I learned something about this. I employed people once again, and I was learning just slowly, not straight away. I was slowly learning to be a leader. I was slowly learning how important it was to look after your staff, because they're the people working for you. They're the people that have given up their day, even though you pay them, they're there working. And I started learning how to look after them. I started learning how to lead. And the biggest thing that these guys like Zig Ziglar and Napoleon Hill and others taught me was how to work on the business, not in the business all the time. This is a big thing I see in Thailand, a big problem with employers in Thailand. They're working in the business, not on the business. Okay, they're not figuring out where to go. They're too busy working in the business. Matter of fact, so many employers in Thailand don't even have holidays. And if they do, and they want to go to a quick trip to Europe, they might take about 4 days off or 6 days off and have a trip to Europe. Boom. Most of the time spent on the plane or the bus or whatever, and then they come back and say, oh, I've been to Paris. I don't think they have. It's just ridiculous. They need to take real holidays, but they can't trust anybody. They're not really leaders. Look, time went on, and my current business now is great. I started my current business now, which is automotive also, and it was developed from previous businesses, and it's great. I've developed this business, and I've developed leaders within the business. And what's happening now is because I've developed leaders in the business, I don't have to be there. I have my freedom. Do you understand that? Develop a business that you don't even have to be there. You have so much trust in your employees. and you've developed them and you've chosen the right people, that I can leave my business for a month or 2 months or 6 months. And I know that my business is going to get bigger and better even while I'm not there. It's fantastic. And leadership is just empathy and perspective. Empathy and perspective. I've been through a lot in leadership, and I can promise you that you get interested, you step in the other person's shoes with empathy, and you take action, you learn what they're about. You step into the other person's shoes, you learn what they're about, and you act accordingly toward them. I can promise you in business, as far as I'm concerned, success is built around getting the right staff and leading them the correct way. It just makes a difference in all the world. Getting the right people, the people that have, I don't know, the same views as you, the same idea as you, and pay them well. Look after them. There is a little downside. I can tell you what the downsides is sometimes, well, they come in with problems. You know, the staff have problems. It's quite interesting. So sometimes I'm their financial advisor. Another day they'll come in with problems. I'm their doctor. Another day they'll come in with problems. I'm the family counsellor, telling them how to sort their family out. It's amazing. And it just goes on. Another day I'm their psychiatrist. Another day I'm working on other little things for them. But I tell you what, the more you do, the better it gets. Okay. And now I've learned to choose the right people who have the same idea as me. It makes a difference. You can make mistakes. Please always allow for making mistakes. I tell you what, more than that, more than leading people, you know what the hardest part of leadership is? Can anybody guess what the hardest part of leadership is? It's not leading other people. It's leading yourself. That's the hardest part of leadership. Always leading yourself. You've got to be able to lead yourself first before you're capable of leading other people. And that's the big lesson I had to learn. So let me make a statement. We're nearly finished. If you want to make money, work on your business. But if you want to make lots of money, work on yourself. Can you see that? If you want to make money, yes, you work on your business. But if you want to make a lot of money, you work on yourself first. If you want to be just a leader, you spend most of your time working with others. Okay? So if you just want to be a leader, just a leader, you spend most of your time working with others. But if you want to be a great leader, you spend most of the time working on yourself. And that's the difference. And that's the message I really want to give you. Because I can promise you, nothing ever great happened without leadership. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Wonderful, wonderful session, CTM Trevor. So now the evaluation session. Today our general evaluator, DTM Eric. I would like to invite our general evaluator, DTM Eric. Please welcome our general evaluator, DTM Eric.
Yay! Thank you so much. our area director, Shah. Ladies and gentlemen, today's evening was a great one. I'm talking like you. It's evening, but for me, it's noon today. It's 12:30 in the afternoon. Yes, today's evening on your side was a great one. We have valuable lessons. I want to find out from you, who told you that a meeting with few people is not exciting? Who told you that? That person lied, just told you a big fat lie. I always tell people, my success comes from all the clubs that I've attended and spoke to in their meetings when they were few. I remember one day I went to a meeting. I don't know the club, I don't know the people, and I found only one person. And the person was a new person. So I asked him, what are you doing here? He said, no, I came and they asked me to open up the hall so that we can come and have a meeting. I've never been in a Toastmaster. So I said, okay, that's fine. After 20 minutes, I said, let's start the meeting. And the person was sitting attentively. And we started the meeting. And I started to teach him how Toastmasters work, how the program works, how the agenda works, how everything works, and how everything makes sense. And the guys were so excited. He was like, wow, wow, wow. I was taking notes. And the following meeting, when I arrived there, believe me, he was a sergeant at arms. He was introducing the people in the meeting. I was excited. I was excited. So there's nothing like we are only the two of us. There's nothing. We have a past district director. You went to one meeting, set up the whole meeting, sat in that room for 2 hours, nobody came. So he had a meeting alone. But he have honored that meeting. He was there alone. He have said, you could see 20 people seated on the table because he have put down 20 agendas on the table. It just shows you he was a man of vision. You know, because you don't have to have something in your hand to achieve it. You must also have the imagination of that particular thing that you have. So even if he was alone at the meeting, he had the imagination of the 20 people on the tables. That's why he had put 20 agendas on the table, because he knew one day that room will be with 20 people. So we know one day the very same call will have more than 20 people. Thank you so much, Trevor. So, and luckily, we must still have to learn a lot. We must still have to learn a lot. We must still have to learn how to work on this club. You know, we are still working in this club. We are working in this club. That's why we don't find success. We must work on the club. We must get a group of EXCO people into this club. We must get people into this club who will understand their roles, work on their roles, work, do their things, and then we will be watching on as they are doing it with success. Trevor, you have given a good speech. You know, I could imagine the Toastmasters Club as you were speaking, how we can work on the club, not in the club, and how we can work on ourselves, like how we can get ourselves moving with self-education. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. That's my evaluation. It's a positive one. I give you all the positives, you know, give you all the positives. That's how beautiful it is. Let's go, let's go. Area Director Shah, please give us an evaluation for Trevor.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Our first speaker, CTM Trevor. I just listened your speech, just 20 minutes. It was a great speech. honestly speaking, Trevor, you could deliver a speech only 20 minutes, but history was 40 years, almost 40 years. So how can it possible? You know, when you deliver a speech, I have seen that in front of me have one screen, and I have seen your whole history in front of me. I've seen that when you lost your first business, that time you were fascinated to find a leader, but you couldn't understand how could it possible. When he delivered the speech, oh, I'm looking a leader. I couldn't find, I don't know about leader. And I look your eyes, I read your eye, and I've seen that your delivery speech and your body and your face, everything like 40 years back. And when you lost your second business, truck business, it's very good correlation, first business to second business. And I learned also, when you lost third business and you joined the AMOA, you see, some people, when someone invited them, they just think them, what is their benefit? But they don't think them. You see, you join for your thirstiness or your feelings, right? And later on, you achieve your goal. You got your point. How could you find a leader? And that time you deliver one message. If you'd like to be a good businessman, you should find someone as your mentor or coach. And also your third business. But when you deliver, your speech will be more powerful and more professional if you start like as a one code or something. One code, it will be more powerful. Like as a, if you use that one, it will be more powerful. Like TED Talk speaker, or like as Tony Robbins. Okay, and I recommend to you, and at the same time, when you deliver fast, you need some time to catch the feelings from first business. That time you were emotional. You tell that so many times. At that time you were emotional because of that one. You were first business. But when you talk about third and second, it was great. And it would be more powerful if you add your last business. You just say that you just replace your last business from previous business, automobiles. But I couldn't get that point. It would be more powerful. But all summary, it was great. I never ever listen your previous time. It was great because of I know you many times, maybe last 6 or 7 months, and I have seen your many speech, but it was great speech. It was great speech, and I look forward your next speech. You will invited me and I'll join. And today, honestly speaking, I'm very fun and very what I couldn't express my feelings. It's very good because of this is motivation. What a motivation you delivered. You see, if you look someone, that 20-minute speech can change one people's life. Congratulations, CTM Trevor. I believe you will be the great man. You are a great man and you will be the great man. You can continue your greatness. Back
Oh,
to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for this evaluation, this in-depth evaluation. Uh, you have covered a lot of areas, which is good. I love the way you have approached it. You have seen positives in the whole speech. You have seen areas of improvement. You have seen wows. You have applied the system. You have applied it very well. It works. And I love the advanced method you have used, especially in your evaluation, where you have added feelings, what you have seen, and then what you have felt, and then let me just what you have felt, what you have seen, what you have felt, and then what you have heard. You have heard him saying, you have seen him saying it and doing it, and you felt it in your body. You had a very strong combination of two systems of evaluations. Thank you. That is what we call, that means you are becoming a genius when it comes to evaluations. Continue. I will give you an evaluation. Also, let me give you an evaluation on your evaluation. Try to speak faster. Number one, try to speak a little bit faster. Add momentum to your speaking. That's the first thing. The second one, try to speak to the point. You have points. The problem is you are repeating yourself a lot. Don't repeat yourself a lot. Stick to the point. That's it. You will finish in 3 minutes. I've timed you. You went up to 5 minutes. So I did not want to disturb you because we still have some time. I want to give you the liberty to evaluate so that, because I wanted to see where you will end with your systems of evaluation. And I came to a conclusion, you have used two systems, combine them. Just try to compress them. Then you will get the best out of it. You will become more powerful. And another thing that you can reduce is you have too long pauses. When you pause, you are pausing for a long time. It's too long. Pause and speak. Pause and speak. Now what you do is pause and speak. So it becomes long. So try to shorten it, try to add momentum, and try to get to the point, and try not to repeat yourself. Repeat yourself, you take another 30 seconds, and it's a waste of time. If you can do that, you will achieve a lot. You'll become, as you have said to Trevor, you'll become more powerful. That's it. Oh, thank you, Area Director. Let's go to Aisha.
First of all, I want to thank everyone that I have learned a lot from today's meeting. I have learned one thing from CTM Trevor, that which line is leading yourself is hardest part of life than leading a group, which is very fascinating, and I agree with it, and not losing hope, and which is really important part of his speech. And he has a great experience of life, I think. So that's it. I'm
DTM
done.
DTM Eric. Maybe he's not.
yeah,
here.
you take over.
Okay. No, that's great, CTM Trevor. It was great speech, and I listened, and it was motivational. I learned many things. Yeah.
That I'm glad we had the practice.
Yeah.
I'm going to deliver that tonight. I'm going to change it a little bit, and I can see the areas, some areas that I fell down on. I want to make it a more conversational speech. Okay, I meant it to be more conversational, and look, you start talking about things and you have emotions about them, and you get on your high horse sometimes about some things, and then you back off other things, and it's not the same importance to everybody. So, yeah, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at
No,
the
because
structure.
yeah, but
So
because of I learned today from you that one is you told me that you would if you would like to do something best, you should be find out someone mentor. Actually, why we need mentor? I learned from you. We need
yeah,
mentor or coach. And another thing I learned that one is very powerful word. You if you would like to be a rich man, okay, you can start company. But if you want to earn more money,
yeah,
then if you study by yourself,
yeah.
that one
That's
is great.
exactly. No, that's I'm a thorough believer in that. You know that you got to work on yourself first before you work on other people. And once you get you under control and you're leading you, then you would have an effect on other people around you. And of course, you're leading by example. Once you've got yourself